is time for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Well, pay-per-view. One of my favorite times of the year. One of my favorite pay-per-views. One of my favorite match types. So how was WWE's Money in the Bank pay-per-view? Their first pay-per-view that now the world's back to normal, not counting WrestleMania. Well, why don't we find out? We have two Money in the Bank matches with 8 competitors each. 2 more than the normal. So, let's find out. In my opinion, this is how you do a kickoff. You had the Mysterious and the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. No random ass matches. And guess what? When you do something good in the kickoff is worth watching. And the crowd was pretty into this. And honestly, can you blame them? This was actually a pretty good, solid match. That should have never been, not being expected as the Usos and the Mysterios. Surprisingly, to a degree, the Usos did win here. They're now your new SmackDown Tag Team champions. I say surprisingly because with the whole Jimmy thing in real life with the DUI, well, I didn't think that was going to happen. But I'm beyond glad that it did because now the Bloodline are all holding gold. And we all know Roman Reigns has been the best thing going around. So to add the Usos with gold as well is definitely the right move to go. The match itself is actually pretty solid. At one point, the Usos did win, but earlier in the match, I thought the Usos were going to take it. But surprisingly, the match kept going for just a little bit longer. Ray went to do the 619 on one of the Usos. But as he went to do the kick around the rope, the other Uso got in the way to protect him. And then Ray got super kicked, splash, and kicked out, surprisingly. But it was a roll-up. That was the only part that sucked. That took out Rey Mysterio. They lead the king of roll-ups. Despite that, the match is getting an up from me. The first of 2 Money in the Bank matches was the women's with 8 competitors. Now, usually these matches have 6. So one could argue that 8 was a lot. And when you watch the match at times did look and feel a little too crowded. Not even gonna lie to you. Nikki Cross did win this match. The crowd was really into Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan. So if you were to base it on crowd reaction, I guess they would have been them. But Nikki Cross also got a great ovation regardless. Now, there wasn't any crazy spots in the match at all. It was okay. There won't be in any top 10 Money in the Bank ladder matches. I guarantee you that. The match was fine. No crazy spots. 8 people. A little too crowded. Nikki Cross did go on to win the match. At one point, all 8 women were on the top, and Nikki grabbed the briefcase. The match gets an up. I still enjoyed it. It was still a decent way to start the pay-per-view, not counting the kickoff. But having all 8 women at the top fighting, and then she grabs the briefcase. You're telling me out of the other 7 women, nobody could have stopped her at all? Nope, I don't like that. I really don't. So, yes, I'm happy with the result, but I'm not happy with the way it happened. Next up was the Raw Tag Team titles on the line as AJ Styles and Omos. I don't know. I don't like Omos. Versus the Viking Raiders. This match I was not excited for at all. I could have cared less, but surprisingly the match was better than I thought. A lot of power moves in here between both teams. The storytelling of can you take Omos down, the Viking Raiders working on that, actually surpassed my expectations. The champions did retain thanks to the power of Omos. I don't know. I just like saying it like that. Probably the right choice. Nothing against the Viking Raiders. I do like the Viking Raiders, but I feel like there's a story you can still tell here with these two to an eventual breakup and feud. So I think them retaining is definitely the right choice. The match was pretty good. Again, there was nothing special. No spots that I could be like, yo, this shit was fire. No, none of that. The match was good. It does get an up. That's the thing. This pay-per-view, so far to this point, there's good stuff, but nothing to blow your head off either. Nothing crazy going on. Just good, solid matches. So, AJ Styles and Omos, and the Viking Raiders do get an up from me. Oh my god, somebody call the ambulance. We have a murder. That's what happened here, and in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, is exactly what needed to happen here. Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston was a straight massacre by the hands of the Almighty. Kofi pretty much had zero to no offense almost throughout the entire thing. Bobby just destroyed him left and right, up and down, just completely dismantled it. This is what Bobby needed. This is the type of performance Bobby needed to do. Because the problem is, Bobby has never been treated like Brock Lesnar, even though they have about the same backgrounds and all that. So when you have Brock Lesnar who beat Kofi in 8 seconds, what can you do to equivalent that for Bobby? For if you were to have Bobby versus Brock, which I hope we do get, well, he needs to dismantle Kofi, not beat him in 8 seconds, but just completely tear him apart. Where you see the match and you could be like, Bobby could win this already, but he's just destroying him out of pleasure. That's what we got. That's what it needed to be. And I'm beyond happy this is what happened. I like Bobby Lashley. I like him as champion. This is the right move. Kofi will not be hurt by this. Yeah, he got killed, but he won't be hurt by this. I love this. This doesn't just get an up. It gets the heavy metal horns for awesome. I loved it. Kofi will recover. Regardless, Kofi will eventually just, go back to the tag team with Xavier. And we'll all forget about this the same way people just don't talk about the 8-second loss to Brock anymore. He'll be alright. But him being fat to Bobby was absolutely the correct move to do. I loved it. Okay, I'm going to be 100% real and honest here. I did not enjoy this match. I was bored out of my mind. But the consensus out there and the reaction of the crowd and people's opinions I've seen enjoyed the match. So I'm going to tell you for the first time ever, you might not agree with my opinion. I personally was bored. Charlotte won the title. That was first of one of my problems. I'm tired of Charlotte. Beyond tired of Charlotte. And on top of that, I'm beyond tired of this feud that just would not end, would not stop. It's been going for far too long. And possibly might not even be over yet. With Charlotte now being the champion, who's to say Rhea don't get a rematch to try to get her title back? I don't see anything good coming out of this. But me personally, I'm giving it a down. I did not enjoy it. I was bored. The crowd was electric for it. At this point, the most electric crowd for any match of the night at this point. And like I said, I've heard people say they liked it and enjoyed it. I'm not one of those people. I might be one of the few. So, take that as you may. I personally am giving this match a down. So every complaint I had in the women's match was kind of fixed in the men's. For one, 8 people. The match did not feel crowded like the women did. Here, everybody played their part. Everybody played their spots. That's the other thing. I felt like the women's match was lacking in big spots for a ladder match. The men's made up for that with multiple crazy spots and a very great winner in Big E. I'm not taking nothing from Nikki Cross, Nikki Ash at all. Nothing at all. It's just the ending was deflating a bit. Big E's ending with the big ending from the top of the ladder on Seth Rollins was an amazing spot to finish and capitalize on him winning and giving him that star ending. And there was multiple spots from Riddle pushing Ricochet from the ladder, him jumping as he was falling. He bounced off the ropes into the outside. Crazy. Love the match. Not an op. Heavy metal horns. I'm not going to say too much about the spots because you should totally watch this and experience it for yourself. This is definitely a match you should go out your way and watch because the spots were good, the superstars were great, and the finale ending and winner was just the completely right choice. I cannot wait for Big E to be world champion. Oh boy, we have a lot to unpack here. Roman Reigns is his Edge closed the show. Number one, I found that suspicious. Why? Why wouldn't you close the Money in the Bank pay-per-view with a Money in the Bank match? I was thinking the winner of the Money in the Bank match was going to maybe cash in on the winner here. I was wrong. There is a reason why this one lasts. Roman retained this match thanks to Seth Rollins. Match was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Excellent match. At one point, Roman just dogged Edge, and then at one point, Edge just made an amazing comeback. Back and forth. Edge, at one point, accidentally hit the ref when he got Superman punch. Ref went down. Roman attempted to cheat. Edge went for the crossface. The Usos were coming down. The Mysterios stopped them. And then Rollins came out and helped Roman. He kicked him in the head, Edge, and he left. Edge, surprisingly, still recovered from this and was about to win the match, so Rollins will come back down again to make sure Edge didn't win the match. So Roman retained. Interestingly, we had a stare down with Rollins and Roman to signal this match is indeed coming and indeed happening. I know a lot of people want Edge to win. Some are okay with Roman retaining. There's like a lot of stories going on here with Edge, Roman, and adding Seth into the mix. You know we're going to get Roman and Seth. It was looking like that's what was going to happen next, possibly at SummerSlam. But with Seth costing Edge the match, it's quite obvious Edge versus Seth is going to happen at SummerSlam, which is exciting. So what's next for Roman? That's when John Cena came out. Crowd exploded to his song. Surprisingly, there was no John Cena sucks. There was just an explosion of cheers. I guess people have missed seeing him. I've never been a big Cena fan personally, but even I was like, wow. Because this is a match I want to see. They've had a match before. A couple years ago. It was great. And where Roman is now, the match will be even better. I cannot wait to see what's next. So, with WWE teasing Roman and Seth, it's quite clear Roman is going to beat Cena at SummerSlam to then feud with Seth Rollins. Because it wouldn't make any sense for them to tease Roman and Seth to then have John Cena beat Roman. It just doesn't make sense. Because the whole feud of Seth and Roman is being built around the fact that Seth wants to be champion. But regardless, SummerSlam, I cannot wait. This whole thing is getting heavy metal horns because I loved it. It's not getting enough heavy metal horn because the match was great. The slow starter, but the match became great and amazing. All the stuff of Edge seemingly like he was going to lose due to interference, but still fighting through. Roman looking like he was going to lose. He really did look like he was going to lose, but Seth helped him at the last second. The return of John Cena all made it heavy metal horns awesome. So, how was the pay-per-view? It was great. First of all, the Bloodline are all holding gold. I've wanted to see that for a while. Big E winning was the right move to go with. The match was fire. The women's Money in the Bank wasn't as good in the terms that it was lacking in spots and whatnot. But regardless, it was still a solid, entertaining match. The kickoff was also pretty good. Honestly, every match was in here good. I loved the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view as a whole gets heavy metal horns for awesome. My only personal gripe, I did not enjoy Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair's match. Some people did. I personally didn't. If you did, that's fine. We don't have to agree on everything. That's perfectly fine. That was the only, to me, thing that I did not enjoy. But even then, there's been worse. This has been my review of Money in the Bank.